Now, for those of you who are unaware, one of Jonah's ex, it might be his most recent ex. I don't know. I don't follow this man's life strongly, but here we have from Sarah Bradley. She used to date Jonah Hill, and she has since came out about some very manipulative behavior that has been going on with Jonah in their relationship. How he was very controlling, and a lot of people are coming out to defend Jonah, even though if you really look at it, he is in the wrong. Now, we're going to get into it, but first off, you should know that Sarah Bradley is a surfer. She does surfing content. She's kind of I would say a surfing influencer from what I've been able to gather regarding her online presence, stuff like that. And when you're a surfer, you're obviously going to be in swimwear a lot, and you're going to take videos and pictures in swimwear a lot, and you're going to meet other surfers, do content, or just go to contests, go to special events with surfing in it, and you're going to meet some people with problem. Some of them might be women, some of them might be men, but it doesn't really matter because you're all there to surf. Now, the thing is that even though this is concerning a, big time celebrity in Jonah, this isn't really anything new when it comes to manipulative relationships. This isn't really anything new when it comes to women being oppressed by men. Because a lot of insecure guys, and we've seen it a lot with red pill guys popping up very recently, they really like to set boundaries in their relationship based off their own insecurities instead of basing them on respect for each other. And it often relates to very weird standards that they put on their relationships that just again boost their insecurities instead of actually respecting their partner. But that's not what Jonah is really going for. He's trying to go for ones that are just for someone who is in a surfing community, someone who is a surfing influencer, just doesn't really work. So we got the first text here, and he says, plain and simple, if you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you a place of happiness, I support it and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for a romantic partnership, my boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust. And look, again, like I said, there's nothing wrong with boundaries in a relationship, but you have to remember this is a surfing influencer woman who is doing this for her job basically, and he's literally saying you can't surf with the opposite sex. It doesn't matter if they're just her friends or if they're gay. He's not saying you can't surf with straight men. He's just saying men in general. He is so insecure about their relationship that not even guys who aren't even attracted to her can surf with her. Because if that was the case, he would probably be more specific. But no, he's saying all men. Boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men. What does that mean? What does this mean? Are they just grabbing each other, in their private areas? I very much doubt that. And, I've had relationships with women in which we would get into, not specifics, but we would open up to each other about, our sex lives, private stuff with us. Is that considered boundaryless and inappropriate? And these weren't girls that I was, trying to get with or anything. But just because you're very open with someone about things that happen in your personal life or sexual life does not mean that you're trying to hook up with them if they're the opposite gender of you. Just because you're very open to talking about sexual experiences with someone or just personal relations with someone, that doesn't mean you want to have sex with them if they're the opposite sex. That's what I'm trying to get at. And it feels like that's what he's trying to get out of here, except the opposite. He's like, oh, if you are talking to them about this sort of thing, then it's inappropriate. It just seems like he's just upset that she's open with other guys, in other aspects of her life. Also to model, to model and to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit. She is a surfing influencer. She's gonna be wearing a bathing suit. Do you expect her to wear full-blown latex when she's out surfing? No, she's gonna be wearing a bathing suit. To post sexual pictures, what does that mean? What does that actually mean? What is considered sexual? Is wearing a bathing suit sexual to you because she's showing skin? Do you expect her to go swimming in like one of those handsmaid dresses? Like what is considered sexual or not? This is something that like Fresh and Fit and other red pill guys will bring up a lot, is that she shouldn't be like doing that stuff on Instagram. Like she shouldn't be like taking pictures of her butt or like showing too much cleavage, because to them that is her putting herself out on the market, trying to get attention from other guys. When like I highly doubt that's what most women are trying to do. I feel like if you were to ask any of them, maybe there's like 2 or 3 that are like, yeah, or they're trying to do it to promote their OnlyFans. But I feel like if you ask most women, they're just like, this is just something I want to show off. It makes me feel good. I like, getting, some people are probably doing it for attention, but like, isn't that just the same of when like guys take pictures of themselves at the gym where they're showing off their muscles and stuff like that? Like, you're looking for attention, and that's fine. Like, I don't think that's a bad thing. Friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful. And this one to me is like the worst one. Because it's like, not only are you not allowed to have any sort of connection to a male that isn't set in my boundaries for you, where they're not like where they're basically not just like an NPC who has to follow the dialogue tree I give them. You cannot have friendship with women who are in unstable places, which is something that she can't control. If her friends are like going through a bad phase of their life or are having a rough time, like, you're basically telling that person, fuck you, you're not allowed to have a relationship with your friend when they're going through something and you're not allowed to help them. Which is wild. And from your wild recent past, so like friends, like which I'm guessing means like she used to party a lot and she had like a lot of friends who might still be partying, who would probably want to drag her along somewhere to go help. Like, but to me that just feels like you're not allowed to hang out with your friends. You're not even allowed to be near them. You're not allowed to do anything else with them unless it's lunch, coffee, or something respectful. And again, what constitutes respectful when it comes to your boundaries? Like, again, he is basically saying you had to revolve your entire life around what makes me comfortable, and I'm not, and like, there's no like things like that. Like, he's not taking up a double standard for himself. But like, I don't know, these aren't boundaries, these are like limitations. These are like, these feel like terms and conditions, like TOS. This feels like terms of service instead of like boundaries. It feels like you're about to like apply for a job, not be in a romantic relationship with someone. Like, these standards are just very high for someone whose profession is surfing. Like surfing with men. It just reeks of insecurity. Like, yeah, if there's like a guy who is like really close to her, is obviously trying to hit on her, like, again, I could see that being a problem. Like, hey, I think you should watch out for him. It just seems like he's, trying to get close to you because he likes you. Like, I can definitely understand that. But, like, I feel like people don't understand that it's pretty obvious when it comes to the person who is affected by that, so they'll be able to tell anyways. That makes me feel like you're testing me to see if you should keep me around or dump me because there's something wrong with me. Like, I'm a nerdy, dorky, unaware, naive idiot socially. I hear you. Those are your words, not mine. That is what you're saying. You're saying that she can't have a relationship with men or can't have boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men. That is you saying in therapy talk, in therapy speech, that she's not allowed to be with other men because she wouldn't understand when a man is trying to hit on her or trying to get with her. And like I said before, women can't tell. It's not that hard for them. If you think you're being like sneaky, trying to get with a woman, you're probably not. Sometimes it's very obvious. But like again, it's just treating her like, oh, you don't know how guys think. So like I will set these boundaries for you because you're a dumb little woman. Like this is how it reads off. Like you don't know what you're doing, so I have to put these boundaries in place for you. Take some accountability and operate with respect. It's that simple. Because I'm tired of your attitude towards surf culture, that contest and that place because I deserve respect. Period. I have been more than patient, and then shit like this is still there. Fuck that contest, fuck that place, and fuck not respecting me always in every situation within surf culture, or you don't get it. And you don't get me. It's hurtful and unacceptable to me. Get it? I don't know if you can get it, or care, or give a shit about this shit, even after Dr. Stern has said it loud and clear. Like, this is just so weird. Because in no circumstance, like, this just feel, like, with this whole rant of his, and then, like, these boundaries that he has placed here, it's all about him. It's not about, like, it never feels like he's taking her in consideration with this. So, like, how can you say this is a partnership at all? When you're only considering yourself, you're not considering her feelings on the subject. And, like, she points out here, you're making me feel like a dorky, unaware, naive idiot socially. And he tries to, like, spin it. It's like, I never said that. It's like, well, you did. You just didn't use those exact words. Like, you're trying to control her. This is what he's trying to do. He's trying to control her. And he's using language like, this is how it affects me. Like, don't you want to respect me? While not showing any sort of respect back to her. Like, all these boundaries, it would make her, like, him saying all this would make anyone feel like, oh, you don't trust me to deal with the stuff that I am more close to socially than you are. Like, you don't understand the situation, but you're trying to make me feel like an idiot about it when I'm closer to it than you are. Like, she would understand more about surf culture than him, I feel. She's an influencer in the space. Like, she would know that surfing, it would be like, imagine if you were working at McDonald's and your boyfriend texts you, hey, plain and simple, if you need to make burgers with another man, have, very close friendships with men that you work with, if you need to wear that uniform, post pictures of yourself in that uniform, take mirror pics of yourself while you're at work, or friendships with your coworkers who are in unstable places, or previous coworkers of you who have a wild past, you're not allowed to do anything with them except for this, or anything respectful. You would be like, what is your fucking problem? Like, the only reason, well, there's many reasons. Usually these motherfuckers, like, hate women. They, like, just think that everything that women do is just to get laid. They think that everything that a woman does is just so that she can get dick. So, like, and they don't see women as, like, human beings. They see them as objects. But, like, I feel like there would be a lot less people defending this shit if it wasn't for the fact that this is about a situation in which she wears bikinis or swimsuits. If it wasn't for the fact that to do the things that she is good at, she has to wear revealing clothing, this wouldn't even be as big as it was. Or there wouldn't be people siding with him. Or as much people siding with him as there are right now. Literally just say hello and leave the convo. I love how your therapist thinks I suck. I literally am the best boyfriend on earth. Which is just something, like, that's saying a lot. It's like, I'm the best boyfriend on earth, and you're not even listening to me. Like, this is just egotistical, manipulative, narcissistic, just the worst. And then we have some follow-up tweets from this. Let's see. Here's the rest of the Jonah Hill text from Jonah Hill's ex, where Jonah security shows and how he tried to gaslight her. Is that enough for Twitter to also pick up? Okay, so first off, we start with a little reply. We don't get to see much, but I agree to everything you said, except I am not comfortable with you posting bathing suit pictures at this time because you may not. Oh, I think this is just for like him. Yeah, it's probably from him, but like he doesn't feel comfortable with her posting bathing suit pictures. We already covered that. Nor may I ever want that from my partner. I deserve that right, and I am open about it. Let me know. Will respect you either way, but these are my boundaries of the romantic relationship. Things I love to know before the premiere, so I'm not put in the position of publicly flaunting our love. If my boundaries are going to be continue to be disrespected, that would be hurtful and triggering for me. Understood. Oh, and modeling, which is the last profession I would be with as a partner. Jeez, thought pictures, by the way. But Lil must be hard feeling so trapped. Well, maybe you should have asked me more about what I do for work before you decided to date me then. A little late now. Keep taking me for granted. Go model. It's fulfilling life. You'll move it. Oh, it's a fulfilling life. He did a typo. It's a fulfilling life. You'll love it. Really, depth and substance and sustainability for relationships. And actually, I don't with this conversation. Like, it's so, like, motherfuckers think that modeling is the same thing as pornography, which there's nothing wrong with if you want to date a porn star, if, like, you're in a relationship with a porn star. It's just work. There's nothing inherently about it. Like, modeling is, you can ask a lot of former models. It is tiring, it is hard work, you always gotta maintain a perfect body shape. Like, it's tough work, but just because you might see a model and be like, that's sexy, that doesn't make the work inherently sexy or like a sex pest sort of work. Not everyone who is a model is just gonna sleep around. Same thing with porn stars. There are porn stars who have a partner, who are married, they still go fuck guys for work, but they still go to that partner and keep to themselves. Like, it's a job. It's business. Sex sells. Alright? And what's particularly funny about it is that a lot of the guys who, like, shame on porn stars, who shame on, like, even models, like, they'll digest that stuff. They'll just eat it up. Because they're so lonely and so, like, antisocial that's the only way that they could ever come close to those sorts of feelings. Or that sort of, like, interaction with another person. Because, like, you can't have a successful relationship if you're this, like, controlling of your partner. Even the person I loved and shared a bed with uses me and can't just be like, yeah, you were super nice. It hurt so badly, but I'm done apologizing. I was so lovely to you. Yeah, gaslight much? Where in any of these texts has he apologized to her? Like, he's been so demanding, so controlling this entire time. Yeah, like, kind of uncomfortable that a man who sent me shit like this, which is like, yeah, like her surfing, he sends all hard eyes, how you doing, God, I want to see you, would then be upset I didn't read his mind and take down pictures of that once I was in a relationship with him. Holy hell, this is hypocritical, he is bad shit, dude. Yup. Like, I don't know, was, like, this their first interaction? Was, like, he sliding in the DMs? You know, shit like that? Like, you're already very aware of what she does before this. But you're like one of those girls who, like, sees, like, a bad boy and is like, ooh, I could change him. Or, like, sees, like, you know, just a toxic motherfucker and is just like, oh, I can make him change his way, though. But instead of doing that with someone who is, like, just, like, not a very good person, you're instead doing it with someone who is just taking pictures of themselves, doing something that they are a profession, that is their profession. You're trying to manipulate someone whose entire profession relies on this sort of stuff, but it's the thing that got you interested in them in the first place. Holy fuck, he went through her Instagram with surfing pictures and videos and told her to remove them because boundaries literally says anything with a bathing suit. So, like, anything but surfing? That's her whole thing. So yeah, she like he gets all these like screen grabs. Respect however you want to live your life. You only get one. Sort of done with explaining myself. 3 removed in the video. Not the video yet. It is my best favorite video. Would you feel better if the cover frame was different? Any more specific ones that bother you? Yes, one that isn't of your ass in a thong. Not a thong, but K. Which, by the way, like, again, from guys like this, a thong is anything that even like slightly shows your ass cheek. Like, this is how controlling they can be. Where like I've seen this before with many girls, where like, oh, you're not allowed to wear a thong. It's like showing this percentage of a butt cheek, and that's it. Oh. But as far as the other pictures go, you in a bathing suit, surfing or not, I'm done. There's tons. I'm just going back the past month. Jeez. You're right, we can't do so. Here's another one. You're right, we can't do surf social things or develop trust until you consider me and make decisions that give regard to our relationship. I have been vulnerable as possible and I am telling you I'm needing you to step up to the plate. Which you can, I'm sure of it, but these losers don't get your time if you want me. Straight up, it's consideration. I respect your love of surfing, but I respect myself as well, and your love of surfing and being in those situations of lack of awareness are not mutually exclusive. This isn't me. I have my own issues that I own. If you want marriage and family, you can't use the 25 card. Step up and cut shit. These people don't get your time or your kindness at the sacrifices of mine. And she says, by these people, he meant any friend of mine that he hadn't personally approved of. Which she probably knew longer than him. Let's be honest. Like, just because you didn't personally meet them doesn't mean, like, they don't hold some significance when it comes to her life. It's just, also, I respect your love of surfing. Do you? Because it seems like you really just want it all to stop. Unless you wanted her to surf in, like, a winter coat. That's just so gross and weird.